Alright, this is Frank Sinatra, and welcome back to the final part of my review of the Perfect Grade Wing Gundam Zero. And like I said in the last one, I'll show you the gun transformation, so let me just get him off of Zero's hand here. And just an FYI, at the end of this video I'll also be clarifying my position on how I feel about this model kit and everything. So here we have our twin buster rifle combined together, and as you can see, these two parts do connect together. Mine are a bit split because, like I previously mentioned, for one of my guns, it broke apart. Down here you can see the two polycaps that go into each other. Well, there's pegs on the inside and the polycaps slide into each other in order to secure the guns together. And there's a more expanded view. See, here's how they are, and they just close in. And they're both a mirror opposite of each other, so if you get one open, you'll know which direction to push the other one in. So, with Wing Zero, I know a bit, in the review I was a bit critical of it, like I am with most model kits. But don't get me wrong, I really do like this kit. The wiring is a pain in the neck for electronics. This thing, electronic wise, seems to be closer to what an HY2M Pro would be. And so if you're planning on getting an HY2M Pro, this would be good practice, I suppose, for it. And they definitely could have done the electronics a lot better. But the overall detail of the kit is very, very good. The kit looks spectacular once it's fully assembled and everything. And it always, as always, looks better with paint. For any of you wondering what paints I used, I just used a regular Model Masters yellow for the V-fin. I honestly don't suggest that type of yellow. I also used it for the shoulder pads, but I don't suggest that yellow because it's really liquidy and it took like 6 or 7 coats to really get it to stay with that V-fin. That could have been my fault, but I'm going to blame it on the paint. The red on here is Model Master Italian Red, if you want to check that out. The purple is Deep Pearlescent Purple by Model Master again. And the white is just standard bright white, Model Master again. If you do plan on getting Model Master spray cans, I will say this, they can be a total pain to deal with. Some of the heads that they come with are complete garbage, so if you have a good head from one paint can and you have a bunch of colors of that same paint, just keep the head and use it on a bunch of different ones so you have clean heads and you have one that just consistently works, just in case you have one that doesn't work and you need to swap it for a new head. Another thing about this kit, I did add a coat to this. This is a high gloss coat by Model Masters. I seem to buy a lot of their products, but the gloss does work very well. You can't really tell it on the white, but everything else, the high gloss is very, very present on there. And here, for the Buster rifle, I used a, whatchamacallit, it was Panzer Gray for this thing with a dull coat along here. And for these tubes here, it's just red and black, so nothing special around there. Like I said, this kit is definitely worth buying. It's one of the better perfect grades out there. It's one of my favorites in terms of design and build. The build's moderately challenging, but then again, I exclusively do perfect grades and master grades. And you can tell how many perfect grades I do by just glancing at my channel, every single one of my reviews, but 2 are perfect grades. But I'll probably be doing other master grade reviews sometime in the near future. It's just right now I don't have money to pay for a new kit, which kind of brings me to my now what thing. Like I just said, I don't really have very much money, and Christmas is coming around, so I need to buy gifts for the whole family before I invest in another model kit. But in the meantime, I'm actually going to talk to one of my professors at the college about how to create video reviews and something using images and captured video. Let me just drag this camera up. Excuse me for a second. and I'll actually want you guys to decide on what I do. Now I've got a whole plethora of shows I can possibly review, and let me just grab those really quick. Like any Gundam nerd worth his salt, I've got quite the collection of Gundam anime I could go through. Whoops. I can let you guys decide on which one you'd like to see a review on. Obviously the original 0070, 08th Mess Team, 0080, 0083, both Zeta Gundams. I have Double Zeta in the mail. It should get to me probably by the end of next week, so you could request that. You could see if I want to review that one too. Plus I've got Char's Counterattack, the first episode of Gundam Unicorn, and Endless Waltz. So if you want to see any of those reviewed more than any others, just let me know. And also, if you prefer to see a different mecha series reviewed, I also have Code Geass with me, at least the first season. Second season is in the mail. But if you want to see a different mecha series, something like Macross or something, let me know and I'll hunt down a copy online, or stomach the terrible, terrible dubs on Netflix. But I suppose that ends my review for the Perfect Grade Wing Gundam Zero, and a kind of finishing up now what. I'll look forward to see if you guys add anything in the comments. Peace out, yo.